Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a kind and beautiful young girl named Cinderella. She lived with her wicked stepmother and two selfish stepsisters who treated her very poorly. After her father passed away, her stepmother took control of the household and made Cinderella do all the housework. Cinderella's life was full of chores from dawn until dusk. She cooked, cleaned, scrubbed the floors, and washed clothes while her stepmother and stepsisters relaxed and enjoyed themselves. Despite the harsh treatment, Cinderella remained gentle and hopeful, always finding comfort in her dreams of a better future. Her stepmother and stepsisters dressed in fine clothes, while Cinderella had to wear old rags. They never let her join in their fun or go to parties. But even in her worn-out clothes, Cinderella's kindness and inner beauty shined through, and the animals of the house became her friends. The birds and mice would often help her with her chores, singing cheerful songs to lift her spirits. Though her days were filled with hard work, Cinderella never lost hope that one day her life would change for the better. The grand ball at the royal palace had the entire kingdom buzzing with excitement. The king himself had declared this grand event, intending to find a suitable bride for his beloved son, the prince. Invitations were sent out to all the young ladies in the land, filling hearts with dreams of romance and splendor. Among the invitees, no one was more thrilled than Cinderella's stepsisters. They spent countless days in front of mirrors, trying on luxurious dresses and adorning themselves with sparkling jewels. Their excitement was palpable, and they reveled in the anticipation of the royal event. Meanwhile, Cinderella remained in the background, quietly assisting her stepsisters with their preparations. She brushed their hair, helped them choose accessories, and ensured their dresses were perfectly fitted. All the while, a secret longing brewed within her heart. She yearned to attend the ball herself. On the night of the grand ball, Cinderella's stepsisters departed, leaving her behind in a cloud of sadness. Her heart ached as she watched them leave in their glamorous gowns, knowing that such a night was beyond her reach. She retreated to her small room and cried, her tears a testament to the dreams she thought unattainable. It was then that a wondrous event unfolded. Her tears sparkled in the dim light as her fairy godmother appeared before her. With a gentle smile and a wave of her wand, magic enveloped the room. Cinderella's tattered clothes transformed into a radiant gown of shimmering fabric. When Cinderella arrived at the royal palace, everyone was amazed by her beauty and grace. Nobody, not even her stepsisters, recognized her in her elegant gown. The prince, captivated by her charm, immediately asked her to dance. They danced together all night, and the prince couldn't take his eyes off her. Cinderella had never felt happier. Time passed quickly as she enjoyed the evening. However, just as she was lost in the moment, she noticed the clock was about to strike midnight. Remembering the fairy godmother's warning, she panicked and hurried away from the prince without explaining why. As she ran down the grand staircase of the palace, one of her glass slippers slipped off her foot. But she didn't stop to pick it up. She rushed to her carriage and escaped just as the clock struck 12. In an instant, the magic faded. Her gown turned back into rags, the carriage became a pumpkin, and the horses turned back into mice. Cinderella was back to her usual self, holding only one glass slipper as a reminder of the magical night. The prince, determined to find the mysterious girl, picked up the slipper and vowed to find its owner. He ordered his servants to search the entire kingdom and try the slipper on every young woman, hoping it would lead him to the girl he danced with. On the day of the royal ball, Cinderella's stepmother and stepsisters were excited as they prepared to attend. Cinderella longed to go too, but they laughed at her and left her behind in her rags. As Cinderella sat crying, her fairy godmother appeared. With a wave of her wand, the fairy godmother transformed Cinderella's rags into a beautiful gown, and her old shoes became sparkling glass slippers. She also turned a pumpkin into a golden carriage and mice into horses. However, the fairy godmother warned Cinderella that the magic would end at midnight and everything would return to its original state. At the ball, Cinderella caught the prince's eye, and they danced together all night. She was so happy that she lost track of time. When the clock struck midnight, Cinderella quickly ran out of the palace, leaving one glass slipper behind. The prince was determined to find the mysterious girl who had captured his heart. The next day, the prince began his search for the girl who had left behind the glass slipper. He sent his servants throughout the kingdom with the slipper, asking every girl to try it on. Many girls tried, but the slipper didn't fit any of them. When the prince's servants arrived at Cinderella's house, her stepsisters eagerly tried on the slipper, but it didn't fit. Just as they were about to leave, Cinderella appeared and asked to try it on. Her stepsisters laughed at her, but to everyone's surprise, the slipper fit perfectly. Cinderella then took out the other slipper from her pocket. The prince was overjoyed when he found his mysterious dancer. He asked Cinderella to marry him, and she happily accepted. They were soon married in a grand celebration, and Cinderella's kindness and grace shone through as she became a beloved princess. Cinderella and the prince lived happily ever after, while her stepsisters and stepmother had to live with the consequences of their cruelty.